Hello and welcome back to another installment of Mega Man X. We are going on to the third Sigma stage, and I'm going to do my best to talk about it, but there's really not a lot to say about this level because all you do is you take on the rest of the Maverick bosses, and this music isn't really good. And plus I'm playing Drawn Something, and it's really quite addicting, so I'm going to probably be distracted. This is Armored Armadillo. If you take him out of the Spark Shock when he's open, you knock his shield off, and he becomes 1,000 times easier to take on. Oh, that's a volcano. Well, I'm going to sound like I got ADD on this episode. Correct, I got volcano. How many coins do I get for that? 2 coins out of rubbish. Alright, let's see what I've got to draw. I've got a mint, a tattoo, or a doorbell. Doorbell should be quite easy. Yeah, the music's really weird on this level. Next up, we got Sting Chameleon. And if you get the pattern going, which I don't at the start because I'm a goddamn moron, he falls into the what we can describe as the Toadman effect. And I don't know whether this was a mistake by the programmers or whether they wanted this to be intentional. But when you get it started, here we go. He'll fall into a pattern, and I don't know whether it's just because as soon as he gets hit, that's the first move he goes to. Whether that's by fault of the design programmers or it's just that's what they thought they'd do. But it locks him into a pattern, and he becomes, well, beatable like that, as you can see. Toadman had the same problem in Mega Man 4, because as soon as you hit him, he'll just jump over you, and you could just go back and forth. Yeah, if you haven't got Draw Something by the way, and you have an iPhone, it might be on Android, I'm not too sure, but yeah, get it. It's great fun, very addicting. And back to Spark Mandrill and his shiny Chris Jericho jacket. He's very easy to take on in this situation because the shotgun ice, even if it bounces off something, it breaks into like 3 shards. And, you know, he freezes exactly where he is, so he's really easy like this. Just don't get trapped in a corner like that. See? Easy. Moving swiftly on. Back underwater, and we got the Fishy Box from Launch Octopus's stage. Take a moment to find the right weapon. Rolling shield. I'm not really sure how that works as Launch Octopus's weakness, but these things you just don't question. Now also, you can use the cutter to take off the tentacles of Launch Octopus, but I find he then just, well, I mean you saw it in the first battle, he'll spam the fish and the rockets anyway, but he goes into double duty for doing that. So the rolling shield is not really an effective weapon because you've got to be pretty close to your opponent to get the move in. So luckily it will bounce off the wall and come back, so if you miss the first time there's a good chance you put it on the second time. but Longchoctopus is quite the nimble bastard, so sometimes, honestly, it might just be more effective just to use the Mega Buster charged up. But he goes down without too much fuss. And we'll go on our merry way. Where you'd need the shotgun ice charged up to go that way, and yeah, it doesn't. Neither way's exactly advisable, but I'd suggest the first half. The wire lasers are, or the trip lasers are slightly more manageable. Or you can just do what I do and just keep fucking running, because everything gets crazy! And if you hadn't guessed it by the little travelator, this is in fact Flame Mammoth, who, as you'll see, used the cutter enough times, and oh my god, look at that! There goes his trunk. And with that, he can't throw any of his oil about anywhere, which doesn't damage you, but it can be a pain if he starts throwing fire. But he is weak to the thunder or tornado claw or whatever it's called, and because it's ridiculously overpowered and has stupidly long range, this battle becomes a little bit of a joke. Obviously, charged up, it goes vertical instead of horizontal, which makes it a little bit harder to fire unless you're right next to Flame Mammoth. And on to the final boss after you've defeated all 8 Mavericks again. This is D-Rex, who is split into 2 parts. The top half of D-Rex is its weak point. And this boss is quite annoying, because if it slams onto something, you're going to get knocked down. If you're on the floor, you'll get knocked down. If you're there, you'll get fucked. If you stand to the wall, you'll get crushed. So trying to be quick is quite hard, and the cutter is such an awkward weapon in that it just doesn't know you don't know which way it's going to go sometimes. Avoid that ball at all costs, that energy beam, because it will do a number on you. That boss can take 1 or 2 goes, I'll be perfectly honest. Yeah.